We live in the most dangerous era of history, the era of indulgence. When you remove every difficulty, you simultaneously destroy your very capacity to survive. Safety is nothing more than a dangerous illusion, and the price we pay for this comfort is a lethal weakness that leaves our spirits completely hollow. Like a lion in a gilded cage, we are fed rotting distractions until we lose the will to hunt, trade our freedom for a false security. When the real world finally strikes, the collapse is total. Without the internal architecture of struggle, we are merely glass statues waiting for the first hammer. This is the result of a life lived without friction. You are not being protected by comfort. You are being prepared for a catastrophic failure of will. Time is running out for the soft. The environment is shifting, and those who have only known luxury will find themselves obsolete in the face of chaos. Dopamine is the drug of the masses, a silent thief that steals the sharp edge of your ambition and leaves you wandering in a digital fog. Look into the mirror of your own soul. Do you see a warrior or a consumer? The world demands more than your passive attention and your compliance. The first step toward power is acknowledging the depth of your own decay. Only from the bottom of the pit can you begin to climb upward. Pain does not arrive to destroy you. It comes to dismantle the old self you are clinging to, melting away the rust of your complacency forever. To build a new structure, you must have the courage to look at your scars and realize they are actually your ultimate competitive advantage in life. Biology teaches us that the break is where the strength is born. A healed bone is harder to break than one that has never known pain. The person who has never suffered will never possess the sharp instincts of the one who has walked through hell and found their way back. We are recoding the memory of failure. Instead of a weight that drags you down, we are turning it into the fuel that propels you forward. True power is the ability to maintain your focus while your world is falling apart. It is the steady hand in the middle of the storm. You are literally forging new neural pathways. Every time you face the pain instead of running, you are hardening your mind against future defeats. The liquid state of crisis is your greatest opportunity. While you are broken, you can be recast into something far more formidable and resilient. Stop asking for the pain to stop. Start asking what the pain is trying to teach you. Every wound contains a lesson of tactical superiority. Clarity is born in the furnace of confusion. When everything is stripped away, only the essential remains, providing you with a singular, unstoppable direction. One moment of absolute resolve can change the entire trajectory of your life. It starts with the decision to use your agony as an architect. Discipline is freedom, but discipline cultivated in the heart of pain is absolute power. It is the cement for your new, unbreakable foundation. When you work when you are hurting, and when you study when you are exhausted, you are building an advantage no competitor can ever find. The world is won in the dark hours. While your rivals are sleeping and dreaming of success, you are awake, actually building the mechanism of victory. Psychological endurance is the byproduct of repeated exposure to hardship. You must learn to thrive in the environments that others find completely unbearable. The loneliness of the grind is where the ego dies. In that silence, you find a version of yourself that doesn't need external validation. Shock the system. Break the cycle of comfort. Every time you choose the difficult path, you are reinforcing the architecture of your internal fortress. Consistency is the ultimate weapon. It is the slow, methodical pressure that eventually breaks through any barrier, regardless of how thick it may be. Your limits are just mental constructs designed to keep you safe. Discipline allows you to dismantle those walls and see the horizon beyond them. Write your own orders. Become the commander of your own soul. If you cannot lead yourself through a dark day, you cannot lead others. You are both a sculptor and a martyr. The blows of the hammer may hurt, but they are removing everything that is not essential strength. Learn to love the resistance. Without it, you are just drifting. With it, you have the traction required to climb to the very top. The art of kintsugi teaches us that brokenness isn't something to hide. When healed with gold, the object becomes more valuable and beautiful than before. Success isn't about avoiding risk. It's about utilizing your most devastating failures to sharpen your strategic intuition and maintain an unbreakable, calm composure. Do not hide your scars. They are the map to your glory. They represent the battles you survived and the wisdom you won in the trenches. Transformation is the alchemy of the soul. You are turning the base metal of your suffering into the pure gold of absolute capability and character. Your greatest enemy is actually your best teacher. They reveal your weaknesses so you can turn them into fortresses before the next war begins. What you once thought was a curse is now your shield. Your past pain has given you a depth of empathy and insight others lack. The weight you carry didn't break you. It built the muscle required to carry a legacy. You are now a bridge for others to cross. The most fertile soil is often the ground that has been burned. In the aftermath of your collapse, the most resilient version of you grows. You have captured the essence of the struggle. It is no longer something that happens to you, but something that you use to create value. Life pulls you back only to launch you further. The more tension you can endure, the more power you will have when you finally release. The world will recognize the authority in your voice, not because of your words, but because of the fire you had to walk through. There is a massive difference between being raised in a glass box and being forged in the heart of a storm. Experience is unviable. The giants of history were all defined by their response to catastrophe. They didn't just survive. They evolved into something the world had never seen. The world owes you nothing, but it will always step aside for a person who has lost everything and still refuses to quit moving forward. Resilience is not about returning to your original state. It is about ascending to a level that normal people cannot even begin to comprehend. Your value is determined by the pressure you can withstand without cracking. The higher the stakes, the more your internal architecture proves its worth. In a marketplace of fragile people, the one who is anti-fragile becomes the leader by default. Your stability is now a rare premium commodity. You see moves that others don't. Because you've lived through the worst-case scenario, you no longer fear the variables. You are the master strategist. This is your absolute competitive advantage. While others are paralyzed by the fear of loss, you are already comfortable in the heat of battle. The predator doesn't complain about the cold. The predator uses the environment to its advantage. You have become the apex version of yourself. The height of your success is limited only by the depth of your foundation. You spent your darkest days digging deep. Now you can build high. Presence is the shadow of power. People can feel that you have been tested and that you did not fail the ultimate trial of spirit. You are now bulletproof. The insults, the setbacks, and the betrayals that used to ruin your week now barely register on your radar anymore. Refined through fire, you are pure value. There is no fluff left, only the hard, dense reality of a human who has truly conquered themselves. You have become the captain of a vessel that cannot be sunk. The storms haven't changed, but your ability to navigate them has become flawless. This is the architecture of the elite. You have turned within into a machine that generates progress, regardless of the external conditions you face. The architecture of resilience is not built with stones, it is built with will. You have finally earned the right to respect the person in the mirror. Your mind has been reprogrammed. The chaotic thoughts have been replaced by a precision mechanism that works for you, not against you, every single day. Inner freedom is the ultimate prize. You are no longer a slave to your emotions or your history. You are the architect of your future. Every time you chose not to quit, you were placing another brick in the fortress of your freedom. That fortress is now finally complete. You no longer fear adversity because you know that adversity is the very place where you find your greatest and most authentic power. The weight is gone, not because the world got lighter, but because you got much stronger. You can now carry the world with absolute ease. You have written a new story. The old chapters of victimhood are closed forever. The new book of your life is one of absolute sovereignty. The path was difficult for a reason. Without the twists and turns, you would never have developed the character required to stand in this center. Breathe in the air of the victor. You have earned this peace. It wasn't given to you. It was forged through the fire of your own will. The fog has cleared. You can see the horizon now, and it is vast. Your journey is no longer about survival. It is about total dominion. Do not pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure a difficult one. This is the moment you decide who you are. It is time to turn your pain into power. It is time to stop being the victim of your circumstances and start being the creator. Stand up and face the things you have been avoiding. The very thing you fear is the gate to the person you are meant to become. Rewrite your story starting today. Your past was just the training ground. Your future is the empire you are about to build with your hands. Build your empire of resilience. Let the world see what a human being is truly capable of when they refuse to stay broken on the ground. The strength you seek is already inside you, waiting for the demand. Make the demand now. Commit to the process of becoming absolutely unbreakable. You are the architect, you are the builder, you are the survivor. This is your life, and it is time to live it with total authority. Rise up, fight back, conquer everything. The architecture of resilience is now yours to command. Go forth and build your glorious, unstoppable